And we're live. Well,
And we're live.
not live, but we're pre-recorded.
Live for us, delayed for you.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it works.
We've got to give that a go one day.
Live,
Get everyone
yeah.
on asking questions.
Like an Instagram stream, Facebook stream.
Yeah,
That'd be cool.
would.
This is Kush Kingdom, by the way, if you haven't noticed the sign over there.
I'm Dylan,
I'm Oleg.
and today we want to have a little chat about hemp fibers and what makes them make such good fabrics. Now, excuse any stumbling or anything here. We haven't been on camera for a while,
Yeah.
so we're just gonna give it our best. Try and convey as much information as possible in this short couple of minutes we have, and see where we go from there.
Sounds good.
I guess the first place to start is you probably hear us talk about hemp fabrics a lot, and obviously our t-shirts are made from them. But
Available at kushkingdomaustralia.com soon.
shameless self-promotion. Revamping the website too at the moment, guys, so don't jump on yet.
It's going to be revamped and then revamped.
Revamped, yes. We're going through a lot of evolution.
It's like
right
a
now.
website inception almost.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like that. Webception.
Okay. Webception. Okay. All right. So we got that.
Cool. So, basically, from superior strength to durability and natural insulation and beyond. Basically, we want to dive into the often disregarded science behind what we wear. So, first up on the hemp fabric train, I guess.
Well, let's talk about superior strength. What do we mean by superior strength? Superior to what? So, normal clothing. Cotton is primarily what we compare it to.
Yeah.
Simply because that is the most common piece of clothing, I'd say.
Next to polyester, it's the most common natural fabric.
Yeah.
In stores nowadays.
Compared to cotton, what are we talking about?
Tensile strength. So tensile strength is basically a measurement that gauges how much weight how much tension can be put on a bit of fabric before it breaks.
Yeah.
And hemp comes out at about 2 times the tensile strength that cotton does. So that means it can have twice the amount of tension created before the fibers actually break.
Yeah. And just off of that, if you're like into martial arts and Brazilian jiu-jitsu especially, you see a lot these days hemp gis are coming out. And because in jiu-jitsu, especially with like gis on, when you use a cotton gi for a long time, it starts to kind of come apart because you're like gripping, holding, ripping, pulling, everything you want to do. But if you talk to those people that have the hemp gis, man, there's a world of difference. They're actually like, you train for years in them, and the fabric itself, like if the stitching is done well, the fabric will hold up.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's,
I'm pretty sure another business, American-based, Australian-owned, I think that's it. They operate in Australia. Enhanced, they're called. They do they do CBD oils and also hemp training gear.
Hey,
So
cool.
they're doing hemp training gear. We had a little chat with them 2 days ago, I think, but thought I'd give them a little mention here because they're really pursuing that avenue well.
Well, let's talk about why hemp training gear as well, because like a lot of it is absorbency and dissipation rate of the liquid, well, of the sweat on your clothing. Where what is it? What's the difference with hemp and cotton? Because hemp absorbs it more and dissipates quicker, right?
Yes. I
Right.
can't remember the exact amount to which,
Yeah.
but it absorbs more because of the hollow fibers. It can hold more, but it also dissipates quicker.
Oh, this is a cool idea. Since we're talking about this, right? And we have all this open space here, we might just chuck on like a little infographic thing, like a little graphic or like the numbers to show because we don't know it off the top of our head.
Right.
But in post editing,
So then we
can just
go
throw it up.
3, 2, 1, ding.
No. Or you can just say once you can see, like, you can see it up there. Anyway, some logistics sides. So hemp would be great for training gear in that sense. Now,
I guess the other thing there is with sweat. It's not just moisture and dissipation; it's also mildew and mold resistance.
Yeah. Okay.
So it contains properties. I can't remember the exact names of them, but it causes it to not mold. Or it offers it increased protection against mold and mildew and things like
Okay.
that. And it's also antibacterial.
Okay.
So it might help with, I don't know, like staph and things like
Oh
that.
yeah, yeah. I
Yeah,
won't stain your clothing.
yeah.
That's the other big thing. Like I got it once from the gym, and man, I had to like I I had to throw out like three training shirts because what you're supposed to do is if you get staph and you get over it with antibiotics, then you're supposed to like iron all of your clothing, all of your bed sheets. But if you go for
Right.
like a like those plastic polyester kind of clothing, if you iron it, it will just like almost melt it. Like it will just turn into shit.
Right.
So I stupidly I tried to iron some of those like training gears, and yeah, I just had to throw them out, and they were like
Oh no.
40, $50, like you know those training, the kind of like rash guard clothing. Fuck, the name just escaped me. Like yeah,
I've no idea. I don't train.
yeah, no, it's like yeah, it's supposed to be like a second skin for you, so you don't have to wear like a loose t-shirt. It just like hugs your body. But anyway, so I had to throw them out. But with hemp, I mean, first of all, you can iron it,
Mm,
so that
yeah.
will help. And second of all, there's a way, way, way higher chance that, or almost like impossible for that bacteria to stay on the clothing.
Hmm.
Like it might get on there, but it's not gonna like fester and stay there for a long period of time.
From based on primary research that's been
Based
done
on
at
yeah,
least.
based on
Yeah,
the
and
research,
and
yeah.
and I guess there is a bit of speculation there,
Hmm.
but it's definitely some like these properties are something that need to be studied a lot more so that we can
Yeah.
actually start making assurances about these things because not all clothing contains these properties that hemp does, and it's one
Hmm.
of the things that makes it such a unique fabric.
Yeah. Still a lot of R&D to be done, I guess. Like
Yeah.
we know the basics of what hemp can do, but because of the popularity of the fabric and the popularity amongst it in the mainstream like clothing culture,
Mm,
we just don't have that information because people are like disregarding it almost at the moment.
yeah.
Well, these days we got a lot of more companies popping up
Well,
with
that's
hemp.
the other thing.
Yeah.
It has been not just the science hasn't just been disregarded for so long. The fabric itself has in the Western world.
Yeah.
I mean, China and India and stuff. They continued producing this when the U.S. stopped. And I mean, I don't think Australia ever had a major fabric industry. We tried, from what I'm aware, back in the 70s or 80s or something like that.
Hmm.
But um, from what I've read and been told, the fabric was too rough that was coming out of Australia, so they pretty much just, they cut that. There was no point to do it when there was
Right.
better
Okay.
fabric coming out of China and India and stuff, and also manufacturing. It's
Mhm.
like Australia's not a manufacturer, so there was no point for the industry then.
I think that's a good segue right here because, as a lot of people say, especially in the hemp industry, that hemp clothing wears in, not out. Right.
Yes,
So when you first get your hemp shirt, I got that long sleeve shirt from Margaret
Margaret
River.
River, yeah.
Great. It's great. Like first time I put it on, it's like, okay, I can get used to this. But then like after the first wash, I put it on, it's like, oh, this is feels just like my cotton shirt that I wear all the time. No difference. Like I don't wear an
Mm,
undershirt. It's great.
yeah.
It's really, really
So basically, the fibers soften with every wash. Every time you
basically.
run it through the washing machine, it pretty much smooths the rigid edges, and you get a softer fabric every single time you run
Mhm.
it through. So whether you got bed sheets, pillowcases, hemp denim, like right here, a t-shirt, it's gonna get softer every time you run it through the wash, and it's gonna wear in,
Is that the
not
hemp
out.
denim jeans?
Yeah, hemp denim jeans.
Wow,
Yeah,
they
dude.
look just like
Just
normal
like denim,
jeans.
and it feels like soft. It's
Yeah.
soft, man. Like I haven't even run these through the wash yet.
Mhm.
I mean, I don't think you wash denim as much traditionally, anyways.
Yeah.
But like these are already soft. It feels like it's soft. It feels softer than traditional denim.
Dude, I heard this like one thing where when you buy like high quality denim jeans or some shit like that, apparently you're supposed to go into like the ocean or like salt water in them so that they're like form to your legs and then wash them and then I don't know if that's like
What?
legit,
Oh,
But
that'd be cool to
apparently,
look into.
yeah, but apparently that's a thing where like with denim, it just kind of like it forms onto you when you do that. But
Right.
fuck, I don't know.
That'd be worth looking into.
Hey, are we swearing on this? Because I swear like twice
Well,
now.
that's okay. I think if we're gonna be raw, we can do whatever the fuck we want. I mean,
Fair, fair,
we can
okay.
chop it out. We can do whatever,
Bleep it.
bleep it.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever's cool. I mean, I guess we want to probably talk to the kids too a little bit. Nah, probably not.
Nah,
Nah,
it's up
nah.
to you, really. Like,
Yeah.
if you want to tell your kids about it, then learn from us and teach them.
Mm, yeah.
Just without the swear words.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, I guess that also encourages hemp clothing to be kept for longer because it gets better over time. It just does. And
Yeah.
with today's like throwaway fashion
Fast
trends,
fashion.
fast
Yeah.
fashion, where like we have this whole like social movements going on about um keeping clothing for longer and buying more quality rather
Reducing
than like
waste and
yeah,
yeah.
producing waste. So I think hemp can help that a lot as well
Mm.
because it
They're
it
forever clothes.
yeah,
Like,
it's like having a really good leather jacket, you know?
mm,
That will stay with you a lifetime if you
yeah.
treat it well.
Yeah, it's like, do you want a Forks leather, like a fake leather, like a poly leather, or do you want some real genuine leather
Yeah.
that's seriously gonna, like you said, lifetime?
Yeah. Well, I have one that lasts that's still have it for like 8 years and it's perfect.
Yeah, I had two Forks leather jackets. I've lost both of them,
They're
but
ripped, man.
they were
Yeah.
ripping and just like flaking apart. But there's
Yeah.
that white leather one out there that I've had for 6, 7 years, I
Hmm.
think now, and it's just starting to crack a little bit.
Yeah.
But that's just because I didn't take care of it. And I
Yeah.
like one day I wiped it with antibacterial wipes to try and like. So
Right.
I've dug my own grave there, rubbed a couple chemicals on it, and it's
That's the thing with
broken the
leather.
integrity.
You there's like paste that you need to get to treat leather.
Yeah,
So
I
like
know.
every now and then you just like kind of like paint it with that paste to keep it. I think it's to keep it moisturized, really,
Right.
because I'm guessing like any other skin, it just dries out under conditions,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm no expert, but I'm pretty sure it's the case.
Yeah, and I know you can get like leather cleaner and everything, so you're
Yeah,
not
yeah,
exposing it to the wrong chemicals. I
yeah.
just didn't look after it the way I should have.
No,
But lessons you learn with time and
that's it,
experience.
man.
Yeah.
That's it.
I guess I think another thing to mention about the hemp fabric, while we're talking about it getting softer over time, is to mention that it doesn't lose strength. So
Yeah.
that strength and the integrity of the fabric remains while it gets softer, which is remarkable. Like it's not getting weaker as it's getting softer. It's continuing to stay just as sturdy as it always has been.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Tell that to your cotton clothing. All right. Okay. What's
I shouldn't be. We have a bit of cotton in this, so like,
yeah, we do.
yeah,
That's the other thing.
yeah,
Why do we have cotton in it? It's because of like pricing, supply, demand,
mm,
and obviously our financial positions at the moment with our business. We obviously want to head towards full hemp,
yeah.
but that's still a few steps away, I'd say.
The other thing is, manufacturing techniques haven't, I guess, revolutionized yet, and kind of caught up as into the point where the hemp industry is coming to now. It's going to be the last part of the industry that really starts getting new technologies and new research and development, because
Damn,
the big
it's
focus is
unfortunate.
CBD, seed,
Yeah.
building, like all these other very important things,
Mhm.
So that's where all the main focus is at the moment. And everyone I've spoken to in the Australian industry, actually American too, when I was at NOCO last year, talking about how the fabric's going to be the last thing that really gets speculating that fabric's probably going to be the last thing that gets a revamp.
That's unfortunate because I feel
Mm.
like that would be the most widely available branch of hemp
Yeah.
to the public.
Yeah. So if you can figure out how to remove the harsher fibers immediately from 100% hemp, you can get softer clothing. But one of the only ways to do that at the moment is through chemical processes, which kind of takes away the natural aspect of it. So you can get
Yeah.
your like hemp viscose and hemp It slipped my mind. There's and rayon, viscose and rayon. So I'm pretty sure they're like one's a derivative of the other, but they're both processes in which chemicals are used to remove the harsher fibers, and you can get 100% hemp viscose that's like silky smooth. Like it's pure hemp, but it's silky smooth. But they've exposed it to a chemical process in order to get it like that.
Yeah.
So there's no natural way that I'm aware of right now that you can remove those harsher fibers through a mechanical process.
Yeah.
So I think that's one big reason why blends are quite popular, because when it comes to 100% hemp, it is going to be rougher. I'm not too sure how long it actually takes for the washing machine to soften those fabrics when it's that rough in the first place. So a lot of people are gonna kind of steer away from that and pull back and go more towards the blends because it has that more traditional t-shirt feel.
I'm not really against the chemical treatment on the hemp because, look, I think overall, especially with like all this active wear trend going around where most people are wearing chemically treated clothing anyway.
Chemical based polyester.
Yeah, but yeah, exactly.
Spandex is it, or
and
what
then
the hell?
besides that, most people don't really care where their clothing comes from or how it's made. It's really just like the fashion aspect that connects with them. So I think at least if we do chemically treated hemp, the process of growing that hemp and all the benefits you get just from the plant, I think is a huge bonus, even if we like create clothing that's chemically treated.
Okay.
I mean, that clothing is still good quality,
Okay.
but you're still getting like a giant benefit for the environment that cotton won't do and that polyester won't do. And even like bamboo's great quality clothing, but even like growing bamboo isn't the same as growing hemp.
Well, that's one thing people actually don't really know about bamboo. I'm pretty sure they use the process to make viscose is how they make soft bamboo fabrics.
Yeah.
So it's bamboo viscose, technically, I believe. So it is exposed to chemicals to remove those harsher fibers, and that's why you have super smooth bamboo clothing.
Silky bamboo
so
clothing.
Your bamboo clothing a lot of the time isn't even natural in itself.
Yeah.
Which is a whole different thing to get into.
Switch over
so
to
we
hemp.
won't go there.
Help the environment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess the other thing when it comes to the chemical treatments to remove those harsher fibers, with hemp, like you were saying there, I guess it would be more of a positive thing to at least use hemp because if you're going to be exposing something to chemicals and creating the waste byproducts that come from using those chemicals, you might as well be contributing to bettering the environment while like with what you're growing. So while it's in the ground, it's going through your carbon sequestration and detoxifying the soil and all these great things that it does for the environment. And then I guess it kind of makes up for a little bit of the damage done when creating the viscose fabric. I don't know, I guess that's a good point. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, they're going to make that fabric anyway. They're going to make chemically treated fabric. It's not going to go away anytime soon, no matter how hard we're going to push for like natural clothing. So why not
that's a good
why not just play their game but play it just benefit the environment at the same time as we're doing the damage.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I could get down with that. Did we talk about how hemp fabrics like great in any climate?
No, we haven't.
So that's another thing that the hollow fibers give it, aside from the absorbency and dissipation. The hollow fibers also make it very well insulated. So depending on the thickness of the material, it's either going to be like these thinner shirts are going to breathe really well. So it's going to have like the cool air is going to get through, and you're not going to sweat as much in the first place.
And even if you do sweat, dissipates quicker.
Right, and isn't causing bacterial buildup on the shirt because we can at least speculate that it's partially offsetting that a little bit.
Yeah.
And then the thicker fabrics, they act like insulation in walls. The thicker it is, it's going to hold in more heat.
Yeah.
So if we're talking winter, you want a thicker hemp fabric because it's gonna provide incredible insulation. I know when I was in Lake Tahoe last year, a company called the Hemp Tahoe Hemp Company, THC. It's really smart, really smart. Um, they had snow jackets because it's like it was winter there. Actually, no, it was summer at that point, coming into summer. Winter was leaving, and they had these jackets on sale, and they're like lined. The inside's lined with hemp,
Mhm.
so once it zips up, it's like there's an inside pocket of insulate,
Right.
like
Yeah,
inside
yeah.
lining of insulation, because it works so well at
It's
that.
kind of like similar to those like wool jackets where on the outside it's like normal like weather protective
Right,
clothing and the inside is like filled with wool, so it's like insulating.
right.
Yeah, so it'll be the same idea with hemp, I guess.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So
really
that's
cool.
yeah, another really cool feature of it. I mean, it doesn't matter whether you want to cool down or warm up.
Yeah.
Um, you choose a thinner hemp t-shirt or a thicker hemp shirt, and
Yeah, well that's the thing, like with
s-
hemp,
so much diversity.
yes, and that's all in your wardrobe, like you get a little bit of everything. And instead of like piling on clothing, like putting on a cotton undershirt, cotton t-shirt, and then like a jumper and then a jacket so you feel warm, you just have different pieces of clothing that do the same trick more efficiently, and you don't have to like overstock your wardrobe with all these things. So I
Mm,
think that could be like a big benefit in that,
massively.
especially if you're like a backpacker and you travel between countries and you don't want to bring around like all of these different like heaps of clothing just
Yeah,
based on where you go. So you got like your own set, and then whatever your environment you're in, you can
yeah.
just match that.
Yeah, the hemp shirts that I got in the States last year, because I didn't have a washing machine when I was traveling, and
Hmm.
like it was just the last thing on my mind, how I smelled and how my shirts looked. I was just getting down and dirty with culture. Like it's what I love. That's what I love about travel. Is the last
Yeah,
thing I was
fit
thinking
in with the
about.
homeless.
Fit in with the homeless. And I got home and like my backpack was like it didn't smell nice, but I pulled out this hemp shirt that I'd been wearing since like I think it was like the second week I was there in Colorado. So I'd been wearing it for 2 weeks unwashed. And not every day, obviously, but it had been like in my backpack
Yeah,
and
yeah.
everything. And it was the one thing in my bag that smelled fresh.
Hmm,
It smelled like,
that's cool.
yeah, it smelled like almost completely fresh. Like everything else was picking up like,
Hmm.
God, Dylan, what have you done? What are you doing, mate? Like, sort your shit out. But then I pulled out this one hemp shirt and I'm
Yeah,
like, okay, I see what they're talking about now.
yeah,
That's cool.
yeah.
Very cool. So that's where I kind of got my testimonial from.
Test it yourself.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Like with hemp, you can hear all you want about the benefits, and looking at the internet when you type in like what is hemp or what is hemp clothing or how it's made, you're gonna get 3 to 5 different websites that tell you the exact same thing.
Mm.
Like the knowledge on hemp is out there quite specifically
Yeah.
amongst
Very
different
well known.
platforms,
Yeah.
but it like people are for some reason just not testing it themselves.
Mm.
And I think once you do test yourself, you really, really fall in love with it
Yeah.
because it's not like any cotton shirt or anything. Like it actually makes you feel good about wearing it the because at the end of the day, like how hemp grows is so beneficial to the planet. And we're gonna like elaborate on that on further
Yeah.
videos. But it's such a huge bonus to a piece of clothing that you wear from day to day.
Mm. Massively.
Mhm.
Massively. It's a big step up, and
Huge. Mm.
in quality and not necessarily price as well.
Yeah, well, we're working on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, people are more than happy to spend $70 or $80 on a branded cotton t-shirt, branded polyester t-shirt. So I
Yeah,
mean, when it comes to
like a one-off kind of limited amount. Like,
yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
it's
exactly.
I mean, all the hemp clothing I've seen in Australia is quite fairly priced for what it is,
Mm.
and for what other like big clothing
Yeah, and
brands offer.
and we compare that like that's so hemp t-shirt Australia is like what $50.
Yeah.
roughly.
Yeah, generally hemp t-shirt in Australia,
Now,
$50. Yeah.
that's what, like 38, 39 US dollars.
Yeah.
And then like if you want to go like designer cotton shirts, or even like if you like watch podcasts or videos and then you go into like their products and they usually have their own like cotton t-shirts that they have like sponsored like their own brand, and it's like, hey, if you want to wear my brand to support this thing, buy the clothing. You usually pay like 39 US dollars to 50 US dollars for a cotton t-shirt that is from like a YouTuber that you like, right? So you still can pay a lot less for hemp. It's just that obviously the branding is not connected to it, depending on who you listen to or who you watch.
I mean, with that, you're buying a brand name, not
Exactly.
functionality.
Yeah.
And I think
That's what I was getting at. Yeah.
I don't know if this is a coined term yet. It kind of just occurred to me. How about functional fashion instead
Functional
of
fashion.
yeah,
Pretty sure it's
like
called active wear.
no, but I mean like buying clothing for the actual function of it rather than the
Yeah.
brand name or
But that's the thing with active wear. It's not necessarily exercise clothing. It is clothing that you wear from day to day that's kind of like exercise clothing. Like for example, like those Skechers shoes. Skechers shoes are the best example. They look like sports shoes, but the sole isn't the quality of sports shoes, so they're designed for comfortably walking but not exercising.
right.
Like this active wear clothing is for comfortable wear but not exercise. So it's kind of functional in terms of being comfortable in your daily tasks, but it's not something that you technically like go in for a hard workout in.
Right. But
Yeah.
how about the next dimension to functional, which is like before it was clothing? It's like what was the function before it was manufactured into the actual fabric? So
Right,
like
right.
yes, there's that top
Okay.
dimension and like functional in day-to-day life and how it benefits the person, but
Mm,
then there's the function of it in the environment as well.
right.
So
Yeah.
it's both. It's not just slow fashion because we're like talking about long-term clothing. This is long-term
You mean
clothing
fast
that
fashion?
no, slow fashion
Oh, you're
is
talking about
the
the hemp.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, slow fashion is the it's like a um it's like the it's it pretty much runs simultaneously with fast fashion. It's like people promote slow fashion that go
The
against
higher
fast fashion
prices, more
and
quality
and
kind of
longer
thing. Longer
lasting
lasting.
and
Okay,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
I think functional fashion is nicer.
Functional fashion, yeah.
Yeah,
So instead of like, because fast fashion is all about throwing away clothing and then it's going to be landfill.
yeah.
Slow fashion is the opposite. And then functional fashion could be like you're buying clothing that literally helped the planet
Mm.
while it was being created,
And
kind of
then it
thing.
helped you.
And then it helped you. Yeah, that's it, man. That's it.
Mm. Yeah, I
Yeah.
like that. I like that.
Functional
But
fashion.
yeah, I guess that's a couple great reasons for hemp clothing,
Yeah.
and some really important things we thought that it'd be good to cover and elaborate on a little bit more before turning around and saying, "Hey, buy our clothes."
And now we're turning around and saying, "Hey, buy
Buy
our
our
clothes."
clothes.
All right, I think that's a good wrap up for like the first episode.
Yeah. Well, first, I mean, it's
It's
the
not even an episode. It's just like a good wrap up on hemp clothing,
yeah,
why you should wear it,
yeah,
basically.
because this is more like the fourth episode. We just had a little gap in between, but
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
okay.
We'll see what we'll do with that.
COVID got us, not actually, but knocked us out of
Whoa.
action.
It's the first time I hear about that.
It's the first time I wanted to tell you.
Alrighty, guys.
You got it, man.
Thank you for listening. Hope you enjoyed it. Follow our social media page, preferably Instagram, to be honest. That's our most active.
Yeah,
It's
Facebook. We just mirror the posts from Instagram.
yeah,
on
basically.
Facebook, yeah,
And YouTube. We're gonna throw up the videos. We'll still maintain an eye on it, depending if you guys message or comment and subscribe. That'd be great.
yeah. Get in touch.
Otherwise, yeah, get in touch on Instagram. It's Kush Kingdom AU.
No spaces, no dots.
That's it. All right. Thank you for listening.
Awesome. Catch you guys later.